We are back for Let's Get Mortgage and Credit Ready Part 3 with the Queen of Financial Strategy, Crystal Gunn. I'm your girl, Shanetta Malkia, CEO and broker for the PMs of the City and the PMs of the City Realty. I talked to a couple of individuals since we last had our last workshop, and one of the things that I hear a lot of people say now is that they don't feel as though they can purchase. They feel as though they are priced out. They don't know how to come up with the savings to put down for the home or even to make it to closing. Let me tell you, you got to get ready because the inflation on pricing is not going to stop. It's just not.
It's not. No.
So what do I do? So Crystal, where do they start?
So it's always a good place. So the first start is having a conversation with someone, right? Be it someone who's at the housing counseling agency or someone like me who will get you mortgage and credit ready. That's where you start. And you don't start there when, oh, my lease is up in 2 months and I'm going to have to move. That's not when you start.
You can't. So you telling me that they can't call you because they want to move? Because I get this, and it's so funny you said that because I get those calls and they said
all the time,
I don't want to renew my lease.
Yes.
I do not. I need you to find me a house now because I do not want to renew my lease.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, well, I would love to find you. Are you pre-approved?
Nope.
Well, no, I just don't want to renew my lease.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you
and
talked
then
to
right. Mm-hmm. And so if you know, and if for any reason you're going in and you're signing a lease now, that's when you need to consider, do I want to continue leasing when this lease is up? And if in your head you know that no is the answer, then you really and truly need to start talking to somebody today. Because a lot of times what I hear people say is, well, I pay $1,300 or I pay $900 a month for rent right now, so I can afford it. And I say, yeah, but when you're doing a mortgage, we're not necessarily looking at the same thing. So it's not whether or not you're paying it now. We're looking at those debts that's on that credit report, plus your, and your income to determine how much you can afford. So where you're paying $1,200 in rent right now, you may on paper only may be able to afford $900. And what is that going to get you when you're trying to buy in areas where,
yeah, they start at 400, 300,000. A lot of people advertise it in regard to, well, if you're renting, you should be owning, and they compare the two. And so what is that realistically going into it? So how does a person genuinely look at their rent and compare and decide if they're ready to really participate in moving forward and getting a mortgage now? Because that's very different.
It's extremely different. And I feel like if you're paying, $900 or $1,400 a month in rent, you need to consider purchasing. That's the first thing. You need to consider that. But you need to start looking at your mortgage picture sooner than later. Because if there's some corrections that need to be done, if we need to pay off some debt to decrease that debt to income ratio so that you qualify for that $300,000 mortgage, you have a 12-month span to be able to do that. But if you wait until, my lease is up in 3 months, do you really have time to pay this $12,000 credit card off, right?
I guess the biggest thing that I would ask you about, what is the first step a person can take in evaluating their credit report to say, at home, if they didn't make a decide, they print their credit report. Okay, they printed all this paperwork. Now they got paperwork. What do they do next? Because that everybody don't know what they're looking at, right? They just looking at the balances that they owe. And they're trying to figure out, do I got to pay all of this?
So when we think about that, first step is pulling that credit and looking at those scores. We're looking at those credit scores first. And obviously the higher, the better. 680 and above is really and truly where you want to be. Yep, it's great to have a 700. You hear people talk about, I want to be in an 800 club. Get to the 680s first, right?
She gave you 3 extremely big nuggets today and gems because they change your whole financial strategy if you She gave you a tip on how to use the credit cards. Go ahead and use the credit card to go ahead and pay off your monthly bills, but then you're paying it right back off. She told you that. She also told you that it also gave you an extra 30 days if you follow the system properly. She told you that. Realtors, we're going to stay in our lane and let them do what they do. She also just talked to us about, again, because this thing she just broke down right here.
And if you slept on it and you missed it, you
missed that. Did you just hear about getting the loan to pay? Y'all gotta hit the replay. This is why you gotta tap into the room, and this is where you get the job. This is why you want to book with Crystal.
Another one of those things, and I'm just gonna give you that, is this is part of investing in you. That is the biggest investment and the most lucrative return on investment that you will ever make, is when you start to invest in you. Now, I'm not talking about buying things. I'm talking about, learning and putting your money into something that's going to take you to another level in life.
Amen. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your afternoon with us. Let's get mortgage and credit ready. So stay tuned. We have some more lunch and learn series coming up.